What's a commonly ignored form of addiction? Sugar. Starving or yeast in the gut or taking antifungals takes the edge off. Chromium supplements help metabolize sugar and seriously lowers the cravings. Being allergic to wheat and therefore having a major shift in my gut microbiome to completely recover from the addiction, and now I can enjoy sweets like a normal person without the awful cravings. Gambling. Walk into any casino in the region where most elderly are on a fixed income. People on SSI, they gamble from check day till bro. A tip of mine has a drug alcohol counseling degree. Thinks AA is the answer to every life problem, gambles on a regular basis, never connecting his addiction to gambling and addiction counseling he does. In Ireland, it's 100 gambling addiction. Every other addiction is talked about, but I've seen gambling addiction result in multiple suicides and even more people depressed, seeking therapy, etc. Every time you see an ad on the TV, it's deposit €50, get €50 in free baits, you could be a winner, and it's a joke. Food. For some people it is an addiction because it's like any other activity that releases dopamine and other feel-good chemicals in the brain. It's not just about willpower for them, it's about dopamine hits. It can be as insidious as alcohol or drugs or gambling or sex. Vaping. They will find it's worse than cigarettes after they have squeezed every dollar out of it and go to the next safe tobacco alternative. Trust me, it took 50 years for the lawsuits to happen with big tobacco. We have time, unfortunately. Stress, recreational anger, work, sugar, recreational electronics, phones, obviously. This is all coming from a former 16-year-long heroin, hydromorphone, and GHB addict. So I know my crippling addictions when I see them. Smartphone addiction. I don't personally have a smartphone addiction, but I know that some people do. It might seem benign, but a smartphone addiction can really wreak havoc on someone's life and mental health. Alcoholism. It's a disease. This guy at work almost punched me in the face because he was in denial about it being a disease. He was also drunk. It's an addictive substance, man. Edit spelling. Social media and TV. As much as people don't want to hear it, doom scrolling Instagram for 3 hours and binge watching an entire TV show in a day is absolutely addictive behavior. Gambling. I watched my brother go from fit and successful entrepreneur living his dream life to decrepit, broke, and ugly in a matter of 6 months. It completely destroyed him. Used to have a horrific Toblerone addiction. At my lowest point, I once drove to Dundee in my bare feet with a mouthful of Toblerone chocolate. It wasn't pretty. Losing money in stock market. Getting oneself always in sad, stupid, angry, fearful, depressing situations. Escapism in any form, even good habit like reading. Porn addiction. Most people think it's healthy and normal, but ignore when it happens daily. Affects your perception of people, your sex life and relationships. Definitely eating. I'm well overweight and it's 100 an addiction and I really struggle with it. Also guinea pigs. I can't get enough of those little sods. Porn, lot of guys wouldn't even consider it's even possible, and a lot of guys would also get angry if you told them that just maybe they have a problem. Addiction to money, to the point of causing harm to others. Workaholics who neglect their kids. Religion addiction, which is hyper-religiosity. Attention, from a psychological perspective, requiring attention to feel good about yourself is bad for not only you, but the people around you. Limerence, it's a powerful addiction to a person. It can really mess you up and hold you back from having a real relationship with someone else. iPads with children. Take it away from them and they into wild agra little apes. With some kids being exceptions, of course, like everything. Music, sometimes you feel like you can't be productive without it. But once you turn it on, you spend more time vibing to it instead. Workaholism okay when you're making rich people richer. Drug addiction not okay because your dollars are no longer being taxed. Food addiction, most people only need to eat 1 to X a day, but the dopamines that come when you eat convince you to eat more often. Exercise, While it can be incredibly beneficial, some can take it too far and exercise excessively and obsessively. Porn, well, largely ignored by many or said to not really be a problem and justified by weak arguments. Hot chippies, thick cut fries for our American friends, salt and tomato sauce. Or is that just me? Books are extolled and idolized, but the truth is immersion in media is always the same thing. Porn, that shit actually messes with your brain, and reproduction shenanigans. Part, caffeine, sugar, social media, porn. Alcohol is severely under-exaggerated. Pornography. It will distort your view of reality, especially if you are male. Workaholicism and conversely, procrastination both are forms of addiction. Sugar addiction, and it's a contributor to so many long-term diseases. Relationships codependency. The person that is never can't be single. Caffeine, work, eating, making yourself appear busy with activities. Social media. The constant need for likes to boost self-worth. Caffeine, the most abused psychostimulant in the world.